Looks like I'm going to be off video.
All right.
We'll let a few people kind of trickle in here.
Sure.
How's your morning going so far?
It's going fine. Just got some things going on, and then I'm heading to the comic shop.
Nice. Picking up some Batman comics or something?
Yep. They come out today.
Sweet. I saw some of Scotty's comments on the governance platform. I think they're super helpful.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, I haven't looked them over yet.
Cool. We'll give it another like 2 minutes and then get started.
Okay.
Let's see how this shakes out. Gov sent me some good additional feedback on the Dorkfi beta governance as well.
Yeah.
So I'll share that with you guys after this call. And we can talk about it on this call too. All right, if we want to get anybody else up here, that'd be fine. Feel free to just raise your hand if you're interested in joining the conversation. But for now, we'll kind of kick things off. We'll do some opening remarks, run through some communication updates and announcements. We'll have an open discussion. I think like the big topic is obviously the hackathon and how we want to go about judging and criteria and all those things. I think there's room for us to have some discussion as well about the Void governance platform that I ran through with Roof and Nuss as well. So we'll talk about that stuff too. But before we get into all that, let's do some opening remarks. It's another fantastic day in the Voyager ecosystem. So yeah, we'll use this time wisely, and there'll be some healthy discussion about all the things that are happening in the Void ecosystem. And I couldn't be more excited about the progress that we're making on Dorkfi and our governance platform, as well as some other really cool partnership announcements that we'll have coming out here pretty soon. Nothing really to share just yet on that. Waiting to hear back, from these potential partners that we're working with. But it'll be a big splash for the entire ecosystem, I think, and we'll capture some good attention and get more visibility to what we're doing with Dorfi at least, which has a trickle down effect into the Voyager ecosystem and everything else that we're doing. So definitely making some progress. Um, well, let's go ahead and we'll jump into kind of the communication updates and announcements. No Ludo today. Maybe he'll join throughout the meeting, and we can circle back for any updates on Aramid. Um, I know that he was also working on some updates as well for Biotech Biotic wallet and bridging the Biotic Dex and Clam to Voy as well. I'm not sure how much progress he's made on that, but once it is bridged, it would be I think a good idea to encourage him to submit a proposal for similar incentive program, so we can kind of have a even playing field across all the dexes, and give another opportunity for some arbitrage opportunities. So it's definitely a positive in my eyes, and we should try to help him get some folks over using that dex as well. So um, I think that would be worth having a future discussion on once he's got it all integrated with Voy. But I know there's some work that needs to be done on that front.
He did.
Um,
He did say in the meeting this morning that it supports ARC 200 in unit now.
it does. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. That's awesome. Um, yeah, I wasn't able to make it to the meeting this morning. I was up late last night working on some things and slept through it. Had my alarm going off, and I just couldn't get out of bed. Um, it's really early over here on the West Coast for that. But anyways, yeah, that's exciting, and I think next time he's in this ecosystem meeting, we should really encourage him, or even outside of the ecosystem meeting, but encourage him to um, you know submit that um, a similar proposal to what Nomadex and Humble have going on. I really like the way that Humble has set up their payments as well through WAD. I know that not everybody can do that, just because really Shelly's working on both projects um, for Humble as well as Dorkify, so it makes it a little different setup. But at any rate, I do think there should be an even playing field personally, and we should encourage people to take advantage of arbitrage, and then also LP incentives, so we can kind of bolster some of the LP on Voy as well. Um, we had discussed previously too, looking into incentive programs for you know Voy Wallet, as well as potentially some type of point system or incentive program for Aramid, and kind of bridging some assets over and LPing those assets. I think it's difficult for Aramid to do some incentives. That's one that's probably pretty easy to game for people who you know bridge over, bridge back, bridge over, bridge back. But if there were elements of it where it's like bridge over and commit to LP, and maybe you know there's some form of tracking involved that created a point system that could then you know have some type of incentive attached to it. I think that's worth looking at from an ecosystem perspective. I know it's probably a lot of work for someone to kind of put that whole thing together, but it is something that I would definitely support and champion through this committee. If somebody came up with an interesting, unique idea, and I can start to think about some of the other incentives as well. We've talked in the past about Voy Wallet incentives, where it's some type of locked bonus that is paid out to give a discount on buying Voy through the Voy Wallet. So I think that'd be helpful. And yeah, if we were just Ludo just joined and we were just talking a little bit about biotech, and let's see if we can get him up here real quick. Feel free to, yeah, let's get Ludo up here, man. Sweet.
Hello. So what
Hey,
did you
how's it
talk
going?
about Beatic?
Yeah, Beatic. Yeah, so I heard that you're it's live with some ARC 200 capabilities. Is that right for Voy and Unit?
The Beatic wallet, yes. Can now supports the VAT.
Is the Dex live for Voy trading?
Just the smart contracts yet. The
Just
front end is not yet deployed.
nice. And I was just saying too, once the Dex is up and running, I think it would be great to encourage you to submit, an incentive proposal to get the same incentives that Nomadex and Humble have. So there's kind of an even playing field across each of the dexes, and this gives some more opportunities for folks to earn, and creates a nice little um, competition where folks can participate in some different arbitrage type opportunities as well. So would love whenever you have that the decks up and running. Would love to through the committee here to kind of help you get some of those incentives built out for Beatic as well.
Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, and any other updates on anything that you've been working on for Aramid or for Beatic?
Yeah, in Aramid we closed basically all the tickets that were there, and yeah, everything seems to work nicely.
Fantastic.
And yeah, I did some small updates for the scan, and I'm building now or integrating the charting library, and after that I can basically deploy to Voy when I want to also have some price discover, like the prices to go, like how much they move per day, for example. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. I'm planning on I'm gonna bridge some more assets over to Voy as well through base over to Voy. So if anything gets stuck, I'll be in your DMs. But I'd like to get some of the base Bitcoin and some of the base ETH over, so that we can have some more blue chips that are in depth over on Voy as well. I feel like right now there's not a whole lot of those assets on Voy at the moment, so it'd be nice to bring some more TVL. And I think what I'll probably be doing is actually just bridging it over, and then depositing these majority of it into DorkFi. But there will probably be a portion of it that I'll put in LP as well.
Yeah, from the Aramid, I'm still waiting for end of the test of the front end, so that we finally can release the beta to main, and then we can add or remove new tokens there as well. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
So feel free to use the ideally now is to use the beta, so that you can test everything before it goes to main.
Mhm.
But for general public, it's better always to use the main. But yeah.
Sounds good. I'll taint lightly for now, not go with too much volume or anything. But yeah, just kind of test it out,
Mm-hmm.
kind of push some
And
things
we
over.
are still improving the Aramid Explorer. So basically, you can track the status of past transactions there pretty easily. Also from the beta web, which will be the main soon, is the link directly to Explorer, so people can check it up pretty easily.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Any other updates or anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I was skiing past week, so
Nice.
I didn't do a lot.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's all good. You get some good snow over there.
yeah, it was fine.
Nice. Big downhill guy, or do you like backcountry or any of that stuff?
The downhill, I think,
Nice. Yeah,
like
the fun
the
stuff.
normal skiing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of these days I'll make my way over to Europe when crypto goes into its next bull run, and I'll hit you up and we can go skiing together.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining, and appreciate the updates on Aramid and Viatic as well. Would love to once again get some more arbitrage opportunities across dexes and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of good update there. I know it was just before you were popping up here. We were talking a little bit about incentives, which we also talked about for Beatic, but I think that we should really think about some type of incentive for Voy Wallet as well. Maybe some sort of point system, or I know previously we had talked about like a discount on buying Voy, to really kind of incentivize folks to use the Voy wallet, buy Voy, and maybe it's some type of discount that unlocks over a period of time. I think that would be kind of cool as well. So I don't know if anybody else here like what your thoughts are on it. Haruf, what do you think about that?
I think it's helpful. I mean, hopefully that's something that people who are new to the ecosystem would actually want to, would want, and it would incentivize them to do something with it. Um, I like the idea of using locked contracts in that way, um, but I haven't put a lot more thought into it besides that.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll get with Zarmian too to see kind of what his thoughts are on it. I'm sure he's put a little bit of thought into it, but maybe not anything too crazy. It's been a while, and I know he's not the type that just goes out and submits proposals all that often. But I think it's about time we do something there to incentivize folks to buy Boy. Um, Yeah, and maybe it's use the wallet and set up a wallet and use some ecosystem tooling and you get points, and then there's like a future airdrop. I know that airdrops are definitely controversial. Um, but I do think that some elements of airdrops work, and then other elements you'll just get like airdrop farmers that end up, um, yeah, they end up just dumping at a certain point. So it's like finding the right balance and the right way to incentivize folks, and maybe it's like, you know, get the airdrop and it's immediately LP'd or something like that. to earn additional yield. I don't know. There's some ways that we might be able to kind of look into things we could do there. Um, but yeah, we'll skip over the snowball dex aggregator. I know that there has been some feedback the um, in the project Discord channel, and I know that it's being worked on, but I don't think there's been any like big updates to it from my understanding. And then also AVM Studio, I know that Zarmian's been working on some things here and there, but no major big update on that either. For anybody who was in the builders meeting, I'm sure Chris was on there and gave an HOV update. Curious if you guys have cliff notes for it, or the one thing that I've been seeing is some more kind of screenshots of what that interface looks like, and it sounds like they're moving towards going live with it, but haven't heard. Yeah, let's hear Nuss.
No Chris today, but Zarmium did say the animation is done. The website is 60%. Let's see. It says he's on his third rewrite, and they are going to be done by East Denver. So
Oh,
that
that's
was
awesome.
the gist of it. So
That's fantastic. Yeah, I know, and we need to get from them, the specs on what the animations require and all that fun stuff, because I know it's been talked about previously, and from a dorkfi perspective, we got to figure out if we want to go forward with a skin for the slot machine. So I don't know. I'm sure Haruf's got some ideas on that, but there's obviously costs that are associated with doing art and getting a skin developed, but it might be something we'll do.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but maybe like after it's a little bit more established or something.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense. And I know that we definitely have an opportunity to have a WAD machine set up as well. So that's potentially something that could happen fairly easily, just because it's using our 200
Yeah,
assets, and they might be able to just do it on their end. So
that's the low
um,
hanging fruit. We'll support adding WAD to it so people can spin, as the
yeah.
house, but yeah, that doesn't really involve having to actually
Mm.
create new content and stuff.
Yeah, and I've got Shelly in my DM saying he's already actually created the WAD machine, so it's
There-
already done. It's just and a matter of them going live with everything. So very exciting, and I think that gives another use case for WAD, and will increase some of the volumes and just the utilization and utility of the stablecoin itself. So very excited about that.
yeah.
We can talk DorkFi updates. We do have a beta version of our unit governance platform out there. So feel free to check out beta.dork.fi, and then there's a governance tab. And just know that beta is kind of a sandbox, if you will, that allows folks to just kind of mess around. So there's some things that are in there um, that we've actually made updates on that are not a part of the governance side of things. So don't get stuck in beta thinking that you're using the actual application if you kind of tap around. But at any rate, go check out the governance platform, and feel free to provide some feedback to us. I think the best place for that would be in in the request hotline, or the DoorFi beta chat. If you're in there, I think that one might be gated to some folks. Is that one gated, or is it just open to anybody?
So, I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Is the DorkFi beta channel on the Dork Hub
Oh, I'll check. I
Discord?
don't. I don't. I didn't think so, but maybe. It's locked to somebody. Let's check it out.
Yeah, because we could just use that for some feedback on it. And I think what um, we're trying to do is get it out there in short order. So the sooner we've got feedback, the better. And I was mentioning to Haruf before folks joined, I've been getting some good feedback from some core users. I know Yayo's been providing some good feedback, and then I know Gov has also provided some really good feedback as well. So we'll be sharing that stuff internally as a team, and I think most of the stuff that Yayo had sent to me has been covered already. But there's a handful of things that Gov has provided some feedback to that we can talk about after this call or whatever. Uh, let's see, Humble Swap update. I don't think there's been any like significant updates to Humble Swap. But yeah, go check it out if you haven't seen the updates on pools and all that fun stuff that we've been talking about over the past, I don't know, month or two at this point. Um, and once again, Humble is paying out LP rewards in WAD, which is pretty sweet. So if you're participating um, in Humble LPs, you'll be getting paid out in a stable coin. So very excited about that, and I know that there's always things that are happening on that site as well. So check it out. All right, let's jump into open discussion and chat about the hackathon. I don't know if Fury, it might be a little too late for him to hop up here and kind of talk through some of the revisions that he made to the hackathon. Um, Let me just pull up kind of what that hackathon looks like, and there were a whole bunch of questions about it as well. Oh, there he is. What's up, Fury? How you doing, man? I am doing well. Definitely doing well. So I think like the big outstanding things were like dates, right? And there needs to be like a proposal, and then I think like judging criteria was something that needs to be kind of thought through a little bit more, as well as like how the how the payouts work. Okay. Mhm. Sure. Got it. Yeah, that sounds good to me. That makes sense. It's also like we've kind of let a lot of time pass, and we're what, 3 weeks away from Eat Denver. Anyway, so Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. And I think there was some, conversation about how, the prizes may work as well. So I think, it might be worth kind of chatting about that too. I know on this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we can it gives a little bit more optionality and we can kind of discuss it through the proposal process and get it dialed in. But I think it obviously needs to be, a size that matters. You know, not to make Haruf giggle over there, but it's gotta be, something that matters that will get people out of bed, or I should say into bed, with developing using AVM Studio. And I think also like some of the things that I like to focus on is just like outcomes. So if you have a section on the proposal, or if you could like just like summarize like what are the key outcomes that we're looking for. Um, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the proposal. Whenever you submit it, and it gets kind of listed on there. Sometimes I miss them when they're added to the proposal form. But once that is there, shoot me a DM, or like once you've submitted it, and then I'll take a look too, so I can add some comments and kind of get in there. Um, and it is a ecosystem initiative, and so I'd like to be a part of the discussion and make sure that it makes sense for everyone. I think there was some questions from the council on Monday just about the readiness, from Zarmian's side, and then the readiness from our side to actually execute on something like this. And so we don't want to put out a hackathon and then it just be a complete shit show. We also don't want to like over engineer a hackathon either, and just go too crazy with it. But just have some really good objectives, guidelines, and then some judges as well, so that it's kind of a fair opportunity for anyone. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. Well, we'll wait for that proposal and then just kind of go from there. Once there's an actual proposal in front of us, we can kind of pick it apart or give the thumbs up on what we like and push it through. Um, Sweet. Do you want to provide some social media stats, some metrics? I know it's been about a week, but would love to just kind of hear, how's engagement going? How you know, yeah, get some folks who are not following excited and interested. And I do think like the hackathon is a good way to get some of that engagement, but it's probably shouldn't be the only. Yeah, totally. And I think we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket. We should try to think through other ways to get engagement outside of the Voy followers and Voy ecosystem. Um, Got it. That sounds good. Um, mhm. Yeah, and totally. I'll do some research on that and see kind of what it might cost. I think we just go to Staples or Kinko's or something. I don't know if there's a kind of cheaper way to go about it. Uh, totally. And I think, yeah, I don't have a printer myself, but we could go even more. I don't know. Yeah, and I'm thinking like, yeah, we might even if we could get it down to like, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Mhm. Yeah, for sure. That sounds good. I can't imagine that it would be. I wouldn't want to spend more than 30 bucks on on printing out things. I don't know. I think you probably right. Yeah, exactly. And also like what size and what type of paper, you know, all that stuff. Uh, mhm. Cool. I'm just taking some notes. Sweet. I'll look into that, and then we can also see if there's other more cost efficient ways to promote. I think a flyer does make sense to hand out to folks, to developers at Eat Denver. Um, but also, people are getting handed a lot of things there, and we'll see what the conversion rate is for that. Um, might make sense to, you know, focus on digital means and you know, Twitter and X, and word of mouth. Yeah. Hmm. Cool. Um, let's see. I know that they're at least on the agenda here. You know that the Void Treasury proposal for using one, has that been voted on yet? Have Nuss, have any of the proposals been voted on that were talked about on Monday's meeting?
No,
No, not yet. Okay, that's cool. Um,
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
yep.
Okay, yeah, no, they have been voted on. They are being voted on currently. In fact, that one may have already received enough votes to be a yes, but there's a few people who haven't voted yet.
Okay, cool. It's good to know. Let's see. I had submitted a policy proposal to remove the product design grant as well and kind of streamline the product design grant, or like basically just pull the product design grant from an option as a grant type. In my policy proposal, it pretty much just outlines kind of the reasons why, you know, we don't see a ton of value in those product design grants, and it also kind of outlines that, hey, product designs may be valuable in larger types of grants, um, or kind of like baked into the build grant if there's like milestones that need to be achieved. But to have a standalone product design grant doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I think most people in this ecosystem meeting agree, and also sounded like there was broad consensus from the council as well, that hey, there's no reason to, you know, fund a design solely. You know, that might have been something that was helpful early on, but now at this stage, we're really looking for actual, you know, build grants and teams and people who are willing to build and continue to service projects rather than just kind of design and walk away. Um, you know, so feel free to add some comments on that proposal. I think it's in the proposal form, and it's also in this meeting agenda here. You can kind of click through to the product design grant removal link there too. So feel free to give feedback. If you guys feel a certain way about it, just feel free to speak now as well.
I just agree with what you said. I think the council, for the most part, agrees that we don't need to be paying people to just do designs, and so it just takes up time. And the biggest thing that we've all been saying is that everything we pass should be geared towards bringing new people into the ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. And you know, I think yesterday I had gone through the Voyager, or I'm sorry, the Voy governance platform design. I should say that's really what it is right there. It's a you know, kind of a demo mock-up of what it might look like, and you know, one of the things that I keep kind of harping on is how can we streamline you know, some of these different grants and kind of bundle them together, the types of grants at least, to make it a little easier for people who are trying to submit. grants to know what types that we're willing to fund, and also just kind of make it simplified, so that people know, that they're submitting to do some marketing work, or they're submitting to do some build some educational tools, or they're submitting for a build, rather than having like a million different types of grants. So I don't know if there's been any other additional thought that's been put into it. I know Scotty had made some comments in a private DM group just about that in particular. So it's something we could I could also work on through the Voiager committee to make a proposal to streamline some of that stuff. But I don't know what you guys think. Crickets.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I think that you made some good points yesterday when we were talking about the grant, the grant portal, and how things could be kind of streamlined inside of there. And I think whatever we do inside of there to make things like easier should just be reflected in the total grant process. So yeah, I don't think there's a problem with getting it so that it's just set up a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just making sure that we have whatever that is, so that it's in Discord and on the portal, and it's everywhere all at once.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. All right, we'll move on from that. I think next steps, at least on the governance portal, is to take some of the feedback that I've received so far, make a few different revisions on the demo, and then I'll be working with Shelly to put together a proposal for a build grant, and kind of outline some milestones and all that fun stuff, and then we can kind of move forward once we feel like at least the demo is kind of what you guys are hoping to see. I think there's a lot of value in it from my perspective, and there's a lot of ways that we can streamline some of these processes. So I think that having a single place to do it all is is a step in the right direction, and then also just having on-chain voting, on-chain governance, for the network is something that's long overdue at this point. And I think that it will help usher in a new era, if you will, for how things are done here. So excited about it overall. Network upgrade. Have we heard anything else? I think you guys talked about it on the council meeting. There's a few people that we're waiting on, and a couple things.
Yeah, basically just waiting to hear from Henrik about any advancements on that thing. So I'll ping Chris again this week, but last time he told me that he had begun looking into it, but there wasn't any like real progress to be pointed to.
Okay, got it. Cool. I don't have anything else. You guys have anything? No?
Nope, not for me.
All right. Sounds good. We'll call it then. Thank you guys for joining, and look forward to meeting again next week and talking a little bit more about the hackathon and all different updates and whatnot as well.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.